Hello again. Just having a quick debrief about the rally that we've just done at Bovington. And me and Jack are going to have a quick chat about it, but Jack doesn't talk much, he just makes me say bad things. Yeah, I've been asked by a few people why I don't do drunk videos anymore, because I used to do them a while ago. I don't know, I don't really drink unless I'm with the girlfriend, but I do see the girlfriend 3 nights a week, so I'll probably drink 3 nights a week. Yeah, so I thought I'd give it a go. I'll hopefully won't upload it tonight, because it'd be nice to see it when I haven't had a drink and see if it's worth putting up, which I probably won't think it will be. So either you'll see it briefly, because I'll put it up and then delete it, or I won't put it up, or I will put it up and leave it if I think it's all right. Bovington Rally. I'll put some pictures in while I'm doing it, because obviously it's just going to be really boring if I'm just talking about stuff. Bovington Rally, what a laugh. I think there was 28 of us went over from Jersey. There was like a few splinter groups and that, so but there was quite a few of us. We all stayed at this, they were like self-accommodating chalets, and they were really nice, and they had a restaurant and a bar, and it was just that it was secure for the trailers and the rally cars, and that was really good. The people that we went with, they were so nice. It was just a really good group of people. Really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed their company. The rally was brilliant. Really enjoyed that as well. The weather was lovely. Bit frosty in the mornings, but that soon cleared. Sun came out, everything warmed up. That was good. The people doing the rally, I mean, I like a chat, but I was getting messages from the navigator saying, "You've got to get back now," because I just walk to the toilet and start chatting to people, and they're so nice. Everyone's so friendly, and it's just. Oh, I saw what's his name? Is it Richard Weaver, the one who's got the R2, who lives in the Isle of Man? He was there. I was going to have a quick chat with him, but he was doing a video. He had his phone here, and he was doing the talk through. His grandson, or I don't know, some relative of his, was doing the rally. Something Death. Ace name. So it sticks out, so I remember him, and when I saw him on the entry I thought, oh yeah, Richard Weaver did a video with him. And there was having the crack, is it Josh Payton? He was there, and I was going to have a chat with him, but he had people around him all the time, and I didn't know if I didn't want to just butt in and interrupt. So, and plus I just ran out of time because I was chatting too much. Okay, and there's some really nice people that you see every time you do run. Anyway, car was great. It wasn't great. The first stage we lost the brakes. What happened was I had problems in the Jersey Rally with the brake bias, so I lost the rear brakes in the Jersey Rally, and because I don't know escorts, and it was just too much bias to the rear brakes, and for some, we thought it'd be better to put more brakes to the rear, not knowing it was too much to the rear anyway, so that made it worse. So when I realised what I'd done, after the rally, it rained after that, so it wasn't so much of a concern on the rally. But after the rally, I put new pads in the rear, thinking that would make them grippier. But then realised that I'd put too much bias to the back, so I put the bias as far forward as I could, thinking I'd rather have front brakes than too much front braking than too much rear braking, because I just didn't want to overheat them. And it never locks up or anything. It's obviously I'm not pushing it to its the full ability of the car, because if I was, I'd think, well, that's the back locking up, but it doesn't lock up. So I put all the bias to the front. First stage, came back, pedal to the floor. There was no brakes, so went back to the pits. The calipers was smoking. Put the video in. I changed the fluids. Even though I was bleeding the fluid through it, they were still so hot. So we had half an hour service. Was it half an hour? It might be more. No, it was more than that. It was an hour and a bit. So it was good. It gave them time to cool down, but they were still hot when we went out. So I wound the bias to the back, but I didn't know how far to go. You know, I'm still learning with this car. So I put the bias further back, went out, cooked the back brakes, so that the pedal went to the floor again. So when I came back in, I wound it forward, but we only had 30 minutes, so I didn't have time to do a great deal. The tyre pressures obviously had gone up from being cold, so I was thinking about them. I normally leave the tyre pressures from the day before, because as soon as you get them hot again, they go back up to where they were. But because it had been so cold, they were like 19 psi, and I thought that's too low. The first corner's a big roller, so I don't want to push the tyres off the rim or lose any air or anything. So I put them up to 22, I think, or something like that. Anyway, went out. Brakes were all right then. They were working. Well, the pedal wasn't going to the floor, which is the main thing, because it's quite a worry otherwise. So we did that stage, and then everything was all right until the next day when we turned up. Was it the next day? Yes. First stage, went out, misfire. It was all right ticking over. It was freezing cold when we got the car out of Parc Fermé. Let it run for a bit, warmed it up, got to the start line, seemed all right. As the revs were going up, it started misfiring, which was a pain. So only for not even a quarter of the stage. It wasn't that long, and then it sort of cleared itself. So I got it back into the pits, and I thought I'll change the plugs anyway, and it was all right after that. There was no problems. The car is incredible. I love the cars. It's so good. But it's funny because people come over and have a chat, and they'll say, you know, why don't you do this and why don't you do that and why don't you tidy it up? And I think, well, it works as it is. I don't want to change anything because it seems to be quite good, and I don't want to change anything because you can spend money and make it worse. If it works, it works. So why change it? And I've never been wanting to fine details and fine tuning. I would rather something that works all round, or it's not going to be 100%, but it will be 80%. Whereas if you can adjust it, you can get it to 100%, but you can get it to 10% as well. So, and I'm not good at setting things up. So I like my suspension isn't adjustable. So, which is great because you can get so lost. But what I did find, which you can help me with if you know, with the BMW, the E30, the corners are really long, and with the BMW, the back end it would like lose traction, and it would be out, and you know it'd be like weaving in and out around the corner. Whereas the Escort, it sort of hops as you're going round. It's digging in and hopping, and I don't know, is that the limit, or do you carry on pushing it? I don't know. And is hopping normal for an Escort? I'm doing 25 psi. I've got Hoosier tyres, softs and mediums on the back, 25 psi all round when it's warm. I've got compression struts and one of the leaf springs and coilovers. Don't know what the poundage is or spring rate or anything like that. Bilstein suspension. Is it supposed to dig in? I want to see other people's videos and see what they're doing and how their car handles. So yeah, I don't really know about that. I'm getting the brakes I'm getting them nailed. We're going into. We had a couple of chicanes where we lost it a bit going into the chicane, but I like that. That's good. That makes it more exciting. Didn't see many other cars. Normally, I don't know, because I got seated quite high. Well, I got seated 17th, whereas normally I'm 30s, I suppose. And you do come across a lot more cars. I think I came across one, the MX-5. Lovely bloke who drives the silver MX-5. We came through a merge. We were all right, but he had the run, so he came out in front, and we were behind him for a bit, but he pulled over and let us pass. Thank you very much. But what a nice guy. I think with the E30, he was faster than me. With the Escort, I am faster than him. Depends. Well, I don't know, because he might have had an off day or something wrong, and I might have had a good day or whatever. But lovely guy. I went to have a chat with him afterwards, and his car. If I was starting rallying now, I would get his car. I would buy a car like his and use that, because what a capable car. Or he's a total legend at driving it, and well, obviously he's good. He's skilled, because he finished 7th overall. I think he did really well. He was on it. And the Escort's great, but they are quite expensive cars. Mine's not expensive as in an expensive Escort, but it's not a cheap car either. It's more expensive than like the E30. Now I've got the Escort. I don't know what to do with the E30. I've still got it, but it's like the Escort's my second child, and I love the Escort, but I love the BMW as well. If the BMW went as well as the Escort and handled as well and drove as well, I think I'd be inclined to use the BMW more. But maybe if I spent on the BMW what I spent on the Escort, it might. No, I don't think it would. I don't think it'd ever handle like the Escort would. It'd probably be better. But I really like the BMW. And what I like about the BMW as well, apart from it's comfortable to drive, it's quite predictable, is people walk past all the mint Escorts to come and have a chat about E30, because it's a different car. There's not many E30s out there. And everyone's got an Escort. There's so many, and there's so many mint Escorts. There's some really nice Escorts out there. Mine's quite tatty, which I quite like really, because it makes it a bit different. And Jersey, it should be a showroom with the scrutineering. Every Escort's a mint Escort. Anyway, I've got to keep focused as to what I'm talking about. We've done Bovington. What a laugh. It's just such a good rally. It's so good. I mean, I've done Goodwood, the South Downs rally, and I really enjoy that as well. Maybe if I did more rallies, I'd enjoy all of them. I've come from Jersey. Jersey is unique, and it is incredible, and I'm sure there's a lot of people who do Bovington who do really well, who would really struggle in Jersey, because you make one mistake in Jersey and it's game over. So Bovington, to set your car up, is incredible. I'm not saying we go there to set the cars up. I'm going there because I really enjoy doing the event. I really enjoy the way it's run and the people that run it and the people who compete in it. I found South Downs was quite the people were quite aggressive there. It wasn't as friendly. I still like it and enjoy it, but the Bovington just seems. It's a fun, easygoing event. We want to go back in November, because I think I don't know if this is correct, but someone said they were doing night stages or 2 days, or there was something different about it. So that November would be great for me, because our Jersey rally is in October, and Jersey is where you're going to damage your car, because if you make a mistake there, it's game over or damage. So. October, yeah, so we'll have time in between, get the car fixed, make sure they're good. So yeah, I'm up for that. But yeah, people are nice, event's nice, the course is nice. I think my next event will be in the Subaru in April. I've just got to finish it off. I've put the cage in and done all that, and that's all on the other videos anyway. But I'm not gelling with the Subaru. I don't like Subarus. A friend of mine, Tom, went to Bovington with us, and he hasn't rallied for like 12 years. And he was showing us his in-car video, and he is flying. He's going so fast, but it's just so boring because it just doesn't make any noise. It revs to like 5,000 revs, and it's just. You feel like, come on, Tom, keep your foot in. Even though he is going really fast, it just doesn't sound like it is. And I just don't. I'm just not into it, not my cup of tea. And also, as we're talking about cars that I don't like, I'm not a fan of Darrians, because I think they're race cars. They should be on a circuit. I don't think they should be rallying. And R5s and R2s, they're great if they're racing against other R5s and R2s. It's a bit like having everyone on a BMX bike, and someone turns up with a road racing bike, or everyone on motocross bikes doing the Isle of Man, and then someone turns up on a R1, and it's really tough when they beat them. I think I'd be disappointed winning. I have one. I used to do a lot of karting, and I was really disappointed if I started on pole and finished first. That was a really rubbish race for me. I'd rather start at the back of the grid and finish fourth and fight and a fair race. I don't think the R5s and the R2s and Darians, they're not clubman cars, and I'd call Bovington a clubman event. There are plenty of events where you can use those cars, each their own. I'm not sour because I'm getting beaten by R5s and R2s. I just don't see what they get out of it. Anyway, sorry if you've got an R5 and R2, and I've got friends who've got R5s and R2s, and you know they win rallies. Fair play to them, it's great. But I just wouldn't be happy winning an event in a car like that. Anyway, I've got to have another drink, and I'll put a little clip in now of something that happened, and it makes it exciting because I've been talking, it's boring. Sorry about that. Well, you won't notice there was a gap, but I had food. Obviously more alcohol. Oh yes, sixth overall. I was sixth overall in Bovington. I mean, I'm so pleased with my result, but there is a downside. I really didn't have to try that hard. The car is so good. It drives itself really. We did a stage, and the navigator at the end said we are at 4 minutes and 3 seconds, and I said we had a couple of untidy bits. I said we can get that down to 4 minutes. Next stage we got it down to 4 minutes. It's just so predictable. It's such a good car. It's designed to do that job. Well, it wasn't when it was built, but it's been evolved into that way. It's got all the bits and bells and whistles and all that. I used to drive my BMW harder, and I probably, my best result at Bovington, I don't know what it was. I was running 8th, I think, one year, but that was after COVID, so there's a lot of people who weren't there. But I never ever would have got to 6th overall with the BMW. And I was pushing it much harder than the Escort. The Escort, it's just such a good car. It really is. That's what it does. It does what it does, and it just doesn't. Whereas the BMW would break away every now and then and made it more exciting. But it's I think if I'd carried on with the BMW, I probably could have sorted out some bits and pieces that were not good. Don't get me wrong, the BMW was a very good car, and it was very good at what it did, and I got some really good results with it. Right. When we went over, there was loads of us there, and I was with Glenn, he's a really good friend. I like Glenn, he's spot on, he's a really nice guy. And he got me my navigator. My navigator's Gretti, and his navigator is she's got such a weird name, Ashamia or something, I don't know. I call her Ash. But her friend wanted to get into navigating, so Glenn approached me and said, look, he knew I wasn't going to be using my navigator anymore, so he said, look, my navigator's got a friend who's into navigating. She'd never done it before. She was just keen to get into it. So I met her. She seemed really nice, and I didn't really see her much before we turned up at Bovington. Not this year. This is in 2004, and we got to the start line. Poor girl. She'd never done anything like this before, and it's very daunting. You're in a car. You're strapped in. You don't know what's going to happen. And she couldn't get her harnesses up. She was shaking so much. She was holding her notes and shaking. They were going all over the place. And we set off, and I don't know, she just loved it. She just really, really loved it. She got over it, and she sort of knew what she was doing and really enjoyed it. So we did that one. We did a couple of quarry rallies on the dirt, and then we did the Jersey Rally. But the Jersey Rally is all descriptive notes. It's totally different to Bovington, where you've got a map to follow. These are descriptive notes, and that was very, very difficult because, and plus you got all the timings from end of stage to the service area out and back to the stage, and it's quite complicated. There's a lot to do. So she had a lot of pressure on her, and the timing wasn't quite right. But that was the Friday. We had brake problems, like I said before, and we weren't really getting it together with the timing for the notes. Saturday morning, it was all starting to happen. We were starting to gel, and I think we got a 5th fastest stage time, which I'm so chuffed with. I mean, I never ever would have dreamt I would have done that. And then we lost the valve spring, so game over. That was it. That's the end of the day. But yeah, she's good as gold. I don't remember what I started talking about this. Oh, Glenn. Yeah, Glenn. His navigator is Ash, and her friend is Goretti, and we went to Bovington, and I shared a room with Glenn, and Ash and Goretti shared a room because they're good friends. So Glenn's built a BMW compact E46, and it's a 325i, and it's probably the most basic rally car you can get. No offense, Glenn, but it is. I mean, it's got a cage, it's got the extinguishers, it's got the seats, mud flaps, tank guard, everything you need to be a rally car. But it's just so far away from, if you put that next to an R5, it's just a million miles away. So poor Glenn, he's driving his nuts off, and he did all right, he did really well. But you're never going to do really well when you're up against escorts with like £33,000 engines or R5s or whatever. But, each their own. He still enjoyed it. He had a really good time. And I suppose you get people who start off with a car like that, and then they progress and things happen, their business goes well or whatever, and then they end up buying an R5 or whatever. It's just not, don't get it. Wouldn't be my cup of tea. But each their own, So when we stayed, where we stayed was in accommodation, which is self-catering accommodation. Whatever I said before was wrong because I watched it back. There was rally cars there. So I went over and had a chat with people. They're lovely. They come down from York, 9-hour drive, some of them did, to get there because they got stuck in traffic. I mean, that's dedication, that is. And the guy had an E46 3 litre, and it just got his diff done. I don't know much about him or anything. We just had a quick chat, and fair play to him. He was doing really well. He was loving it. And that's what I call clubman rallying. You get a car, I don't know what it would have cost him. Who knows? It wouldn't be a lot, and he was doing really well. And I think fair play to him. And that's what I like. I think I'd rather be 20th in a £5,000 car than winning in a 250 grand car against £5,000 cars. I mean, there's more than £5,000 cars anyway. But that's my ethos anyway. Sorry, I've got I'm into interviews at the moment. I've done one with Mark in his Mark 1 Mexico, and I've done one with Glenn, but we're going to adapt that a bit because it was a bit dark and it didn't really turn out so well. I've got one with John, the guy who did the electrics. He's got a really nice Mark II with a 2.5 Vauxhall in it. And Sean, he has got a escort. He's just changed the floor on it. He's doing loads of work. It was a rally car years ago. He was a capable driver. He could get top 10s out of it. But he's bought a nice Pinto for it. I think he's going to historic spec. So we're going to do an interview with him. So I quite like doing the interviews. It's quite good. And people worry about it, but I mean, it's more of a worry for me because if they don't say anything, it's because I'm not asking them the right questions. Anyway, He came up to me just before we went out on stage with the camera through the window, and I just thought he was winding me up. Anyway, that's I'll put that on anyway.
Hi Sean.
All right, guys, welcome back to
Sean 101.
welcome back to the channel, guys.
Can I put my sunglasses on for the interview?
Jersey Tim 100, a bit of a role reversal here for him.
Sorry, I'm not doing autographs at the moment because we're about to go out. We're in a bit of a rush.
How are you getting on, Tim?
Yeah, all right. Yeah, we had a few problems. We lost brakes and stuff. Forgot to sort my helmet up. But no, it's good. Enjoying it. So looking forward to getting back out there. But it's going to be a bit slippery. I don't know. You got a YouTube channel. Is your camera even on?
Make sure you have a good day, Tim.
Thanks, Sean. Appreciate it.
Right, I've got to go. I don't know how long this is. I was hoping it'd be 10 minutes and no more because they drag on, don't they? And especially with me waffling about and being pissed and all that. Talking of pissed, I do this diet where I don't eat anything during the day until about 7 o'clock at night. It was 7 till 8. It was my specific time. I only ate in those times, but I lost too much weight. So when I eat loads. Tonight I've had two curries. This is really boring for into cars. Half a chocolate log, 2 packets of crisps, loads of jam tarts, and I haven't finished yet. I'm gonna carry on eating, and I'm keeping my weight down to my ideal weight, which is great, and I'm full of energy during the day. So there's no rules or regulations or whatever, but I tend to graze and eat during the day and eat loads. I just feel lethargic and tired all the time. Whereas now I'm very enthusiastic and want to get on with life. And plus going to England, everyone's stopping off and getting like a bit of cake and a coffee and all that. 10 quid. I'm just having a cup of coffee. So it just saves all the hassle. Right, I really am waffling now telling you about my diet, but good diet. If you want to lose weight, I would recommend it, because when you're hungry, I'm going on about it again. When you're hungry, and everyone's eating around you, I just think, right, I'm going to really pig out tonight, and I do pig out something massively. Anyway, right, thank you for watching. I hope I haven't waffled, and well done if you got to the end. I am pretty pissed now because I have drunk a lot. Right, thank you very much. See you later.
Hi Sean.
All right, guys, welcome back to
Sean 101.
welcome back to the channel, guys.
Can I put my sunglasses on for the interview?
Jersey Tim 100, a bit of a role reversal here for him.
Sorry, I'm not doing autographs at the moment because we're about to go out. We're in a bit of a rush.
How are you getting on, Tim?
Yeah, all right. Yeah, we had a few problems. We lost brakes and stuff. Forgot to sort my helmet up. But no, it's good. Enjoying it. So looking forward to getting back out there. But it's going to be a bit slippery. I don't know. You got a YouTube channel. Is your camera even on?
Make sure you have a good day, Tim.
Thanks, Sean. Appreciate it.